Boom! What's going on, people? Just give me 2 seconds. I'm about to fire up the podcast as well. So, what's going on, people? This is Jimmy Halley here. I am your host, and we are on the Gym Boss podcast here for everything sales, marketing, for your gyms, for your fitness businesses. And yesterday, I went to an event which was freaking awesome. It was the event in Brisbane where they had Gary V, Grant Cardone, Kerwin Ray, and a few other people speaking on the day. And these are just a couple of my key takeaways from each of the speakers. I'm going to give you like 3 big takeaways from each speakers and then sort of like the overarching thing from the whole day. So this is cool. This is like going to be some tasty treats for your ear holes if you're listening to this on the podcast. And if you are on if you're on Facebook Live, give us a like, give us a comment, give us a share, all that sort of stuff. And also like to wrap all this up as well, what kind of marketer would I be if I wasn't spruiking my own stuff? So look, if you want to know more about what I do, just go on over to iwantgymleads.com. You can schedule a time for us to talk, and then we can talk about how we can get you more clients, more customers, grow your brand for your gym, for your business, so you can ultimately get more time back and do what you do best, which is, being in the gym with your clients and having more time with your family and friends. But look, let's dive right into this, into the juicy stuff, into the meat. I love this. So I'm going to start with Grant, because he was first. Kerwin Ray was second. He's the Aussie guy. And then Gary V, I'll do that last. So if you have a look at my chicken scratch on the whiteboard, I've got 3 major big things. Like Grant came out. I'm a huge Grant Cardone fan, like massive. And I was pumped. And so he came out big Uncle G style. He's like proper American. And but which is cool, and he claims it as well. He's like, you know what, I am that way. You know what, and that's who he is, and I think that's great. So he's all about sales predominantly, which is what he's well known for. But his key message was actually kind of the opposite, which is cool, because he was like, marketing is superior to sales. That's number one. Like, marketing is king. Like he's famous for saying promote, promote, promote. It's not the most well-known, it's not the best brand or the best business in your field, and I'm sure you've seen this before with other trainers and gyms that you're like, their product is not that great. How are they pumping? How are they busy? And I'm not. It's because of this one concept that Grant's talking about, is they promote, they get their marketing message out there more often than what you do. And the marketing doesn't necessarily have to be paid. It can be organic content, so let's not get that stuff all mixed up. So when you do your content, you're putting your face out there, you're putting your name out there, and you also then you can like really jack that up with paid advertising as well, so to really turn that onto steroids, right? But all this stuff was revolved around that. That's probably like the one thing that I could probably say, the big overarching thing I got from him: obscurity. If you are obscure and people don't know you, then they can't do business with you, which is pretty straightforward, right, when you think about it. But think of us as gym owners. Some people are like, I'm just not sure what, how to post this or to do that, or what if I think that the gym down the road is going to think something weird about me. Who cares? That was probably something as well, like, forget what everyone thinks. You need to look after you. And the only way that you can move forward is if you are out there on the offense, if you're attacking. Like Jocko Willing talks about, is like default mode equals aggressive, always be going. So don't be aggressive, but like always, like, don't be like physically violent, but like be out there on the go, always pushing forward, always pushing some content out, helping people before they actually come to you, because we're in the day and age where we have to do that. And he wrapped it up nicely saying, and this is complete opposite to what we normally hear, right? So normally what we hear is like, it's not what you know, it's who you know, right? But that's not true. He goes, it's not who you know, it's who knows me. Think about that for a second. I know Gary V, I know Grant Cardone, but they don't know me. They don't know me at all. So how does that benefit me of me knowing them? It doesn't. It doesn't benefit me whatsoever. So you've got to think of it like this. How can you get more people to know about you so then they will want to come and do business with you? It's such a great paradigm shift for me. I was just like, boom, that is it. That is the one. Couldn't believe it. So that's Grant. he was cool. Like, he's got so much cool stuff. Like, but to be honest, like, I loved him. And I hate to say this, but on the day, I think he was the least content rich. He was a bit more, like, he had something, they all had something to sell apart from Gary, which I totally get it, right? But I was probably expecting maybe a little bit more from Grant, but that's what happens. You know, you go there, you get the little taste, and then they want to get you to go. But he was great, and he is who he is on camera, on stage. Like, that's just the dude. And it's really cool. Like, he's a big family man, loves his family, which is like, you know, I'm sure you guys can relate as well if you got kids. He takes them everywhere with him. On stage, they came up and they were mucking around on stage while he was giving his talk, which was great. So that's Grant. So marketing is superior. Obscurity is going to be the thing that makes you fail. And so make sure it's who knows you. So promote your business, promote yourself always. Don't be ashamed about it either. Second person, Kerwin Ray. Let's move on to this. So Kerwin was really cool. Like, I was actually the opposite. I'd seen Kerwin speak a little while ago, and I was like, oh, you know what? I've seen this before, but I was actually like, wow. It just goes to show when you personally have a different lens that you're looking at stuff through, that the same content can give you a different meaning or you can get a different elements from it, which is like, you know, when you go back and read a book, and every time you read the book, you're like, oh, I've got that extra little thing from that. I've got that thing from there. Do you know what I mean? Those light bulbs, those pennies you're dropping like motherfuckers all over the place, right? And so that was kind of like what was happening here. Kerwin was really tactical. He brought out a lot of cool stuff. I'm not going to go into all of it because that's just going to take up all the time here. But some of the cool ones that he had was, it takes 22 exposures for somebody to sort of like become familiar with your brand and your business, right? And to be able to want to do stuff with you, meaning they see you on Facebook, on Instagram, in an email, on a phone call, on a whatever, like 22 times. And so like if we remove the phone call element out of it, because that's probably like going a couple of steps ahead, that's where people start to know your brand and know about you, is that 22 points. And this is where Grant was like, promote, put more out there, put more content out there. Because someone came up on the stage when Grant was talking and sort of like confronted him and said, hey, but you know, you don't need to pay for marketing, you can do it like this. And he goes, I never said you had to pay for marketing. So like what I said before, that just turns it on steroids. That really it puts the rocket fuel behind it, so you can just fucking shoot out of the Earth's atmosphere. But you can still do this, punch out some good organic stuff. So 22 exposures, and there's a strategy behind it. So you do some cool videos and find your best performing, like engaging ones, and then you use those ones as a bit, and you put a bit of money behind it to promote to your local area, to your ideal clients and your target market. So then they get to see you even more. So it's not trying to sell them on that start there. Like, play the long game, get your face out, get your business out there by showing people that you can actually help them within the content. So this is another thing, is make the content about them, not about you. So this here, like for example, this is about you guys. So you guys can get some cool tips that you can use. Right? So that's that one there. Instagram. This is Kerwin's Race, cool Instagram stuff. So we've got, if you're doing your content and you ask some questions or whatever, take the conversation into a DM, but then don't try and sell them. And this is just like basically asking, hey, what do you do? Or like, what's your number one problem in your business, or, you know, with your health and fitness, or whatever it is, you know, that you're in. And you go, and then they'll tell you, and they go, you know what, great, I think I've got some stuff just that can help you. And you send them some more information. You don't try and sell them straight away. And then you start to build that relationship with them. So whether it's you send them another video or a little, you know, recipe or whatever it is, like send them something that, so you're like, oh cool, this person's not trying to sell me shit right now. This is how you get more of those exposures, and how you get more people following you, liking you, and continuing to do that. And then when you do launch some paid advertising for an offer to come into your studio, into your gym or your club, they know you. They go, yep, I'm in, bang. And sometimes they might even reach out to you before that and go, hey, how do I work with you? So this is the process that we've got to put into play with your organic stuff. So he is like, there's so much more. Same again with Facebook retargeting. And this is something where a good mate and I were talking about this in businesses. Like, when we work with business owners, we can fix the marketing and the sales problem pretty quickly. And like, I'm a marketing agency, right? So that's what we do. They come to me and I can be like, bang, I can literally fix it for you. If you come on board with me, I can have your ads up, running, getting leads for you in under 60 minutes. It's an average of 56 minutes from the time that we get access to your ad account to you start getting leads rolling in for your business, which is crazy, right? So we can fix that problem for you in 56 minutes. Then the sales thing, we can train you on sales and you can do the sales stuff. Then you're getting people into your business, but then you realize that there's other things that happen, like team, there's like retention. There's all this other things that happen in your business where you're like, oh shit, I got some more problems there than what I thought. So I thought that was a pretty cool takeaway, because a lot of people talk about all the marketing side of things, but then once you fix that problem, what's next? There will always be a problem in your business. Your business will never be fixed or complete. There's always going to be somewhere where it needs your attention, which is fine. So if you can come to terms with that, that's where you can really start to like take strides ahead, right? So that's Kerwin Ray. The 22 exposures, the Instagram stuff where you're taking people off, like there's more to it than that, but like, take people off into a DM, then ask them questions, send them some free stuff, continue to build a relationship. And then, then you can show them some offers later on. The Facebook retargeting with some of your best videos, put some money behind it so you can then get your 22 exposures happening. And then once you fix your sales and marketing, you're going to realize pretty quick that you have other problems. And I know it's hard to hear that right now, but I've seen that countless times. Like, I can help people, I can get people like leads like that. But then we have to be able to make sure that the sales process is right. So then they're selling, and then they make sure that the onboarding process is right, and then the delivery is right, and then you know what I mean? So there's all these other things that happen once you like get the leads happening and once you get the marketing happening. So that's that. And Gary V. So I was actually like, me personally, so I'm gonna have a little swizzle of the old water here. Wet the old whistle. We have got Gary V. In the build up to it, people were asking, my massage guy was asking me about, hey, what do you think of Gary V? A couple other people, when I said I was going to this thing. And me personally, I was kind of like, I don't know, I'm not that much of a fan. I feel like his stuff is more geared towards the person just starting out, the person that's at college that doesn't know that they want to be at college, they want to be an entrepreneur instead or whatever. Like, and I'm sitting there thinking like, okay, I'm the dude that knows what he like. I love what I do. I love marketing. I love sales. I love like that's just the like. I don't need that stuff. That's what I thought. But I was like, what? He's all over the place. Like, and I can't not go to this event and not see Gary. So he was the last person at the end of the day, and he actually blew me away. He wasn't like the massive he had heaps of energy and stuff, but not quite like what he does in his videos and on his social. He came out like really humble, and he was the only person that didn't have anything to sell, which might have had something different to it, but he just came out really humble. He came out really just wanting to help, and that was like, he talks about that, and I thought that like, that's just the thing that he says, but he's like genuinely like, that's him. He just wants people to be happy and to help people, which I thought was really cool. But some key takeaways from him was do what you love. Like, find what you love. Like, to give you a personal example, I liked training and nutrition and all that sort of stuff. And when I got into personal training, like I was like, I loved health and fitness. I want to do this. But then when I quickly found out that, there's this other element to business, being the business side, like the marketing, I just got hooked. Like, I was like, this is my thing. So for me to go from working in hospitality and working in sales and then transitioning to a PT to then get me to understand business, I think that was the sort of steps in the journey that I had to take to figure out, like, man, I'm just a marketing geek and I fucking love this shit. And that's why I love doing videos like this. I love doing marketing. I love talking about it. I love talking about sales. I love all that stuff. Like, that's my thing. And you know what? He was saying, like, the people that chase the money first but hate what they're doing are the ones that are going to end up miserable. And I get that. Now, there's people that are doing shit that they love and they might be making, 50 grand a year or something like that, but they're happier than millionaires on paper, right? But I think you can do both. If you find something you love, you can make a shit ton of money because you're going to keep going. You're going to keep going. And I think that's what he's trying to talk about, because you need to have the staying power. You need to have the endurance to be able to like get the fucking punches in the face, so to speak, to be able to like get back up and, dust off and just keep going. And I didn't realize that I had that so much until like, my wife has told me a couple of times where she's just like, I just don't know how you do it. Like, you've just like been beaten down so many times on this thing over here and this thing over here, but you just keep going. And I was just like, I just thought that was almost a bit of a normal sort of thing, but it's not as normal. And if you're like that, that's awesome, because that means you're in the thing that you're doing. That the thing that you are doing is amazing, and that's the thing that you love. So whatever it is, like, awesome. So if most of you guys are in the gym business and you're doing the shit that you love, which is amazing. So not many people can do that. Not many people on the planet have done that, and they're miserable. So I'll just tip of the hat to you there. Number 2. Well, this was actually number 1. He came out on stage, and his very, very first thing that he said was like, I could be out here and just say, you should be producing a shit ton more content, and then walk up the stage and I'd be happy with what I said. So, and he's true. And then he delved into it a little bit deeper, where saying, playing the long game, like what Grant was saying, like what Kerwin was saying, the 22 exposures from Kerwin, obscurity and marketing is superior to sales over with Grant Cardone. Promote. Gary Vee saying you should produce shit tons more content, valuable content, free content that goes out, not just like, here's my breakfast, here's, what I mean, but like stuff that actually helps people. Unless showing your breakfast does help people, which it is in the fitness game. If you can put like a little bit of education behind why you're eating a breakfast, now you're helping people, right? Because we're in the health and fitness space. So that's the common thread between all of them, is to be successful, people have to know you, and they have to like build that bond with you. And you can't do that by doing one post a week. And you can't do that by just like taking selfies of your butt all day. Do you know what I mean? Like, you need to bring more. Like, sure, if you're in the fitness game and you've got a good butt, show it. But what else you got? What else can you do to help people? Can you show people how to get that good butt, or were you just born with it? Do you know what I mean? Can you show them exercise? Can you show them tips? Can you show them whatever? Like, and then you can squeeze in every now and then a good little butt selfie if that's your thing, right? Or your abs for the dudes, right? But we need to like bring more value. And so Gary's thing was like, in the long run, especially in this era that we're in, where social media is starting to become more just basically part of everything that we do, is the people that produce the most free, valuable content will win in the long run, because then they're the people that are most well known, which is like what Grant was saying. And Gary's another one there is point number 3. Like, there's so many good ones from Gary, like I'm probably doing him a disservice here, but point number 3 was respect the platform when you're posting content. So don't post the same shit that you post on Facebook that you post over onto Instagram, and that you post that over into YouTube. And then, do you know what I mean? Like, he gave 2 examples. He was like, LinkedIn, people are more business minded, but he goes, look, it doesn't matter what space you're in. He goes, I reckon LinkedIn is the biggest opportunity right now where you could go over there and people are consuming content, and it's not just business people. It's no longer just like the online business card, but they are still in a bit more of a businessy mindset over there. So understand that when you're producing content, that's what it should be like over there. A little bit more, whatever. On Instagram, people looking for entertainment. Facebook, you could probably go a little bit in between the two. You know what I mean? It's a little bit longer form copy where you can write longer stuff. Do you know what I mean? So like each platform has its own thing, and YouTube is again like where people can sit down and they'll watch the whole video all the way through. And podcasting, like what I'm doing right now, most people listen to it start to finish because they're in the car or they're working out or whatever. So respect the platform that you're posting on. But this is like, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Oh, there's I'm about to wrap this up for you. About to wrap this up, y'all. So, marketing. If you haven't already got that, that's the overarching theme of the day, is that businesses that succeed are the ones that are out there promoting themselves, marketing. I think I've made that pretty clear by now. And free, helpful content, all of them has said that. So don't be afraid. Put your best stuff out there. Put it out there. Who cares? Like what I do for you guys, there's no other secrets. Like I give you all the stuff that I use for myself, for all my other marketing clients, all the gym owners that I do the marketing for them. Like that's the stuff I use for them. You know, so I'm putting it out there, and then people are reaching out to me and going, "Hey Jimmy, I like that. Can you do that for me?" And that's what you want to have for your gym. People see you and go, "Hey, I like that. I want to go there. I want to be around them because they're helpful. They help me already just by watching their stuff." And then this was a cool one. This was a good one that I got from Gary at the end, Gary V. He said this, but this was actually said by all three guys in a different way. But I think Gary said it the best, was about your kids, and if you guys are parents, is don't tell your kids what to do. Show them how to live. Show them how to, like, by demonstrating, by being a good person. How do you speak to your partner? How do you treat your dog? You know, how do you look after your body? Do you have good routines? Are you like boozing up all the time? Like whatever you do, they all said like, hey, those kids are watching you. They're watching you, so be the example that you want them to grow up to be. Give them the traits by showing them the traits that you do. And they will naturally like pick that shit up because they're like little sponges. And like that was so cool because my boy's only 2, he's not quite 2 yet, and I'm just like, I can already see him picking up some stuff, the way that we do things and the way that we do, and I'm just like, wow. So if we can show, you know, how to be nice to people, how to be courteous, how to be loving, how to be kind, how to be, you know, all that stuff. And then, you know, other things through your habits and your routines and how you treat the taxi driver or treat the person at the checkout at Coles, like all that stuff, they're watching. So be good to people, and let them, like absorb what you do. So you got to be the leader in that way. And I think that's also really cool. I'm just extrapolating here, but if you guys that have a team, that's the same shit. They're going to watch what you do. They're going to watch how you talk to people. They're going to watch how you talk. So it's your business. They are going to treat it like the way how you treat it, or how you let them treat it. So if they see you doing things, you know, and you have standards, then they're gonna rise to those standards. If not, then that's for another podcast. So, but I hope you guys have got some value out of that. Like, to basically recap. Well, I've already done the recap. We're sitting at 23 minutes. Everyone's saying this, shut the hell up, Jimmy. And you know what? I will. And I'm just going to close out with my call to action. Go over to iwantgymleads.com. If you just want, like what I said, like if you know, I said like you got to love what you do. You didn't start your business. I can almost guarantee you didn't start your gym or your dojo or your fight club or your boot camp or your whatever, your yoga studio. You didn't start that to be a marketer and to be in sales. But you know what? I did start my business to be that because I fucking love it. And I'm sure if you hate it, brush it, give it to me. Let me take that off you and let me help you grow your business by delegating it off to me. And I will then be working for you. I'm not like a coach where I'm like from the top down telling you how to do things or whatever. Like, I come in as like a support for you and lift you up by getting you more leads, getting you more clients, getting you more sales. So then that gives you more time to go back into your gym to service those clients. But then also, you could probably have more time back to your family or to do some fun shit, and you could probably go back to training, because I'm guessing that you're not training as much as you used to because business stuff takes over. So that's iwantgymleads.com. Schedule a call with myself over there. So you'll see a few like screenshots, testimonials, and some of the stuff there. Go to the bottom of the page, schedule a time for us to talk at iwantgymleads.com. And then we can get on the phone, we can talk about exactly that and see how we can do that for you. But anyways, this is Jimmy. Peace. I love you all. And if you've got any questions about this one, let me know. Shoot it back to me. And I will see you all on the flip side, y'all. Peace. That was cool. That was fun. Give you a nice little flex to finish that up, because I'm pretty sure not everybody is watching this.